Good morning. My name is Miranda Goff, and you're watching BBBC. It is July 28, 2001. Yesterday, Mount Etna, an active composite volcano located on the province of Mount Catania, Italy, erupted. Located on the same plate as Vesuvius and Stromboli volcano, this eruption is supposed to be the most significant eruption of the 21st century. Today, we have special reports with many experts to offer their opinions on this eruption. Brooke Stopnick is on the scene right now to talk to our geologist, Dr. Marianne Sanders.
Thank you, Miranda. Today we have our expert geologist, Dr. Marianne Sanders, who is here today to teach us all about volcanoes. Marianne, can you please give us a brief explanation as to how volcanoes are formed?
To start, volcanoes are caused by the movement of Earth's plates. The plates are part of the crust and over the asthenosphere of the mantle. Volcanoes form on the faults of tectonic plates from molten lava. Volcanoes that form at divergent boundaries are caused by magma coming from the ocean floor. Volcanoes on divergent boundaries are only underwater, while volcanoes on convergent boundaries form on the edge of tectonic plates, underneath each other. The volcano on Mount Etna is a result of a convergent subduction zone from two tectonic plates because it is located on the subduction boundary where the African plate is being subducted under the Eurasian plate.
One more question we have for you. Can you please explain tectonic plates and the theory that's associated with it?
The theory of tectonic plates is based on the theory that there are 7 main plates that are slowly moving around the Earth and forming different continents.
Thank you so much. Everyone, that is Dr. Sanders. Now back to you, Miranda.
Thank you, Brooke and Dr. Sanders.
Thank you, Miranda. Local historian John Rudisil has offered to help us understand the impacts of the volcano to the residents of this area. First, Mr. Rudisil, can you give us a brief background on this place, Sicily, where the volcano has erupted?
Yes. Mount Etna is located in Sicily, Italy, an island off the east coast of Italy and between the cities of Messina and Catania. There are more than 5 million people that lived on the island. The main source of revenue comes from tourism, thanks to its scenic environment and history. A lot of the government's money goes to restoring and protecting these attractions. Due to mafia affairs, Sicily has a lower GDP than the rest of Italy.
Thank you. What are some economic effects that have taken place due to this tragic disaster?
Many people lost homes in this eruption, which is why the government is planning to provide tax breaks and offer financial assistance for rebuilding of homes.
What are some social effects that have taken place after this eruption?
Nobody was killed in the eruption. Locals have been ordered to evacuate, and the government shut down roads to keep those who came to see the volcano away. Government has put more emphasis on the dangers of Mount Etna, especially to tourists, and they are being warned that Mount Etna is an active volcano that could erupt at any time. Government gave large tax breaks to locals and also encouraged relocation and building of homes further away from the volcano to prevent damage to properties and possible deaths in case of future eruptions.
Thank you. What are some social effects that could take place in the future after this eruption?
Locals have had to move off of Sicily and onto Italy's mainland to live safely from volcanoes and in places that they can afford. This also may have positive effects on mafia's presence in the area. With less locals living in Sicily, it will be mostly tourists and could become increasingly more safe to keep tourism around.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now back to you, Miranda.
Thank you, Brooke and Mr. Rudisil. Now back to you, Brooke, with a geographer in Sicily for the eruption.
I'm standing here with Dr. Stephen Farr, who is our geographer. What are some areas on Earth that are more prone to volcanic activity?
Volcanoes typically occur at convergent boundaries that create a subduction zone. The volcanoes are created on the overriding plate as magma from the subducting plate rises up through the mantle and crust, creating pressure pushing up the crust in the form of a mountain. Most volcanoes occur at the mid-ocean ridge, an immense mountain chain underwater that circles the Earth. Volcanoes are also likely to occur at hotspots which are randomly spread out to the Pacific Ocean. Most of the hotspots are found in the ocean as it makes up 2/3 of the Earth.
Thank you. Are you surprised by the fact that Mount Etna exploded due to its location?
Not particularly, since Mount Etna was located on the convergent boundary of the Eurasian and African tectonic plates. The famous volcano Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD was also located on the same plates as Etna.
Thank you. Now back to you, Miranda.
Here today we have a resident National Disaster Rescue official, Wendy Smith, who will be explaining how to prepare for any volcanic event in your area. What are your expert opinions on what to do in the case of a volcanic eruption?
In the case of a volcanic warning, you should listen for emergency information and alerts, follow evacuation or shelter orders, If advised to evacuate, then do so early. Avoid areas downstream to the eruption. Protect yourself from falling ash. Do not drive in heavy ash fall. In the case of any volcanic eruption, listen to alerts, follow evacuation orders from local authorities, and evacuate early. Avoid areas downwind and river valleys downstream of the volcano. Rubble and ash will be carried by wind and gravity. Take temporary shelter from a volcanic ash where you are if you have enough supplies. Cover ventilation openings and seal doors and windows. If outside, protect yourself from falling ash that can irritate skin and injure breathing passages, eyes, and open wounds. Use a wet-fitting, certified face mask. Avoid driving in heavy ash fall.
What are some preparedness tips that you can give our audience to have before there is a volcanic warning?
Before there is a volcano, you should know your area's risk from volcanic eruptions. Ask local emergency management for evacuation and shelter plans. And for potential means of protection from ash, learn about community warning systems. Get necessary supplies in advance in case you have to evacuate immediately, or if services are cut off, ensure your pets will be safe. Consult your doctor if you have existing respiratory difficulties. Practice a communication and evacuation plan with everyone in your family.
Thank you, Wendy. On the phone with me now is volcanologist Dr. Forrest Walker-Garrett, who will be giving us some insight into the characteristics of yesterday's event. To start, what was the measurement of this volcano and what significance does it hold?
So volcanoes are measured on the Volcanic Explosivity Index, also known as the VEI. It's an 8-point scale that measures the explosivity and magnitude of the explosion. Yesterday's eruption of Mount Etna was rated at a VEI of 4, approximately the same as the Galunggung eruption of 1982 in Indonesia.
Can you explain to the viewers the instruments used to measure these natural disasters?
Volcanoes are measured by calculating the ground deformation, the tilt, and the distance with an EDM laser and a leveling GPS. The EDM laser works by firing lasers at the eruption and measuring the time it takes for the laser to reflect back from the surface back to the reflectors on the device. To measure how much lava is flowing underground, we use video cameras, infrared cameras, satellite images, and other photography equipment.
What is the significance of using these measurement systems?
The combination of the EDM laser and leveling GPS help determine the VEI of a volcano. VEI is defined by the volume of products, eruption cloud height, and other qualitative observations using terms from gentle to megacolossal.
Thank you so much, Dr. Garrett. Thank you for watching our report on the volcanic eruption of Mount Etna, and as always, stay informed.